Hey everyone, welcome back. We're doing a deep dive today on a transcript, and it's got a pretty bold title. Do you know you're about to be rich, chosen ones, your blessing?
Wow.
Yeah. So, before you go thinking that we've become like, total manifestation gurus,
Right.
we're going to sort of break down what it means to be chosen for wealth.
Okay.
Because I think the way it's framed in this source material, it's not really about like, fate or destiny. It's
Yeah.
more about like aligning yourself with this idea of abundance.
Right.
So think of this deep dive as like a treasure map
I like it.
for your life.
Yeah, it's interesting how the source frames wealth. It's not just about like winning the lottery or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's about this whole idea of aligning with something that they call universal energy
Right.
to achieve abundance, and not just material wealth, by the way,
Right.
but abundance in spirit, love, and purpose.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Sure.
That universal energy thing.
Yeah.
The source even talks about like this stirring in your soul
Yeah.
as a sign that you're like on the right track.
Okay.
It's almost like a gut feeling about your own potential.
Yeah.
But from your perspective, is there any like validity to this idea of aligning with universal energy?
Yeah.
Some people connect it to things like the law of attraction or even like quantum physics.
Right.
Is there any like real science behind it?
Well, to be honest, from a scientific standpoint, we don't have like concrete proof of like a universal energy just like giving out riches.
Right.
But I do think it's helpful to look at it metaphorically.
Yeah.
Like think of it as focusing your intention, clarifying your goals, and taking actions that support like your vision.
Yeah.
When you break it down like that, it kind of sounds like what we often call a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Right.
Right.
So it's less about like passively waiting for the universe to shower you with cash
Right, exactly.
and more about like actively creating the conditions for abundance to show up.
Exactly. Yeah. And that leads us to another crucial point that the source highlights.
Okay.
True wealth is multidimensional.
Oh, yeah.
It's about way more than just money.
Okay, so let's dive into that a little bit.
Sure.
What are some examples of that non-material wealth that the source highlights?
Well, it talks about things like, experiencing the richness of life in each moment,
Yeah.
cultivating like wisdom and inner peace,
Right.
finding meaning in your experiences,
Okay.
and like nurturing those strong, loving relationships.
Yeah.
These are all forms of wealth
Right.
that you can't put a price tag on.
Absolutely.
And arguably, they might contribute more to a fulfilling life than money ever could.
I like to think of them as like treasures that don't depreciate.
That's a good way to think about it.
But how do you see these different types of wealth interacting?
Yeah.
Like it can't all be smooth sailing, right?
Right. That's a great question because it's not a simple equation.
Right.
Imagine it as like a delicate ecosystem.
Oh.
For example, having a strong sense of purpose can be incredibly motivating.
Yeah.
It can fuel your drive to achieve financial success. And that, in turn, can give you the resources to support the people you love and pursue your passions.
Yeah.
But the opposite is also true, right?
Yeah.
If you focus solely on like material gain, you might neglect your relationships or your inner peace.
Absolutely.
And ultimately, your own happiness.
Yeah.
The real magic happens when you find that balance,
Right.
recognizing the value of each dimension of wealth.
It makes a lot of sense. It's like that old saying, money can't buy happiness,
Right.
but it can certainly buy you the freedom to chase it.
Exactly.
But, this source goes even deeper than that.
Yeah.
It talks about this responsibility that comes with wealth.
You're right. The source emphasizes that being chosen for abundance.
Yeah.
It isn't just about you.
Right.
It comes with an obligation to share your wealth
Okay.
and become what they call a beacon of light for others.
Interesting. What are some of the ways the source suggests people can use their abundance to actually help others?
Well, it suggests philanthropy for sure.
Right.
Supporting causes that you believe in.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond that, talking about like mentoring others,
Ah.
offering kindness and generosity
Yeah.
in your everyday interactions.
Yeah.
Even simple things can make a huge difference.
Right.
It's about realizing that every act of kindness or every encouraging word,
Yeah.
even just being present for someone,
Right.
can be a really powerful gift.
That's a good reminder that giving back isn't just for like the super rich.
Exactly.
It's about finding those small ways to be a light in someone else's life, no matter your financial situation.
Yeah.
But what about people who struggle with the whole idea of deserving wealth? The source mentions the need to expand your container
Yeah.
and release limiting beliefs about wealth.
Right.
Can you unpack that a little bit?
Yeah, this is where the real internal work begins. We often have these like internal blocks,
Mm-hmm.
you can call them limiting beliefs,
Right.
that prevent us from fully embracing abundance.
Okay.
It could be a fear of failure,
Right.
a belief that wealth is somehow bad
Yeah.
or reserved for others,
Oh.
or even guilt about having more than those around us.
That sounds like some heavy mental baggage to carry around.
It is.
So what are some practical steps someone can take to start unpacking those limiting beliefs?
It all starts with awareness.
Okay.
You have to shine a light on those negative thought patterns
Yeah.
and question their validity.
Okay.
Where did those beliefs come from?
Yeah.
Are they based on your actual experiences,
Mhm.
or are they inherited limitations?
Right.
Once you've identified them, you can start consciously replacing them
Okay.
with more empowering beliefs.
Right.
It's about creating a mental space where abundance can actually take root.
So it's like a mental decluttering project.
Exactly.
Out with the limiting beliefs, in with those that support abundance.
Exactly. And that's where the source encourages listeners to take what they call inspired action.
Okay.
It mentions things like cultivating gratitude,
Right.
clearing energetic blockages,
Uh-huh.
and aligning your actions with your values.
Okay.
It's a holistic approach.
So working on both your inner world and your outer world
Exactly.
to invite abundance into your life.
Yes.
Okay, so put on your wisdom hat for a moment.
Okay.
What are a couple of tangible actions our listeners can take today
Sure.
to start aligning themselves with greater abundance?
Well, I would say start small,
Okay.
but be consistent.
Okay.
A simple gratitude practice can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Even just writing down 3 things you're grateful for each day can shift your perspective.
Yeah.
Try visualizing yourself living abundantly.
Okay.
Not just financially, but in all areas of your life.
Right.
What does your ideal day look like? Really feel it.
Okay.
And finally, identify one small action.
Okay.
Something aligned with your values that you can take today to move toward your goals.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be a grand gesture.
Right.
Small steps taken consistently lead to big changes over time.
I'm liking these practical tips.
Good.
It's inspiring to think that even small changes can make a difference.
Yeah.
What about you, listener? What resonates with you from these suggestions?
Yeah.
What's one small shift you could make today to invite more abundance into your life?
Good question.
Take a moment to reflect on that.
Yeah, take a moment.
We'll be back in a moment to continue this deep dive into abundance.
Welcome back. I'm excited to dive a little bit deeper into this whole spiritual dimension of wealth.
Yeah, I'm all ears.
With you, this is where things get really fascinating.
Right, because the source we're exploring puts such a big emphasis on this spiritual wealth as a core component of like true abundance.
Right.
It mentions things like, presence, wisdom, and finding meaning
Yeah.
in all experiences, not just the positive ones.
What's intriguing is that the idea that true abundance isn't just a material state, it's a spiritual one.
Okay.
It's about recognizing the inherent richness within you and connecting to something larger than yourself.
So you're saying your net worth isn't just about your bank account,
Right.
but it's about the richness of your inner world.
Precisely. And when we talk about like spiritual wealth,
Okay.
we're talking about qualities like love, wisdom, peace, and joy.
Right.
These are the things that money can't buy,
Absolutely.
but they're essential for a truly fulfilling life.
But how do you actually cultivate these qualities?
Yeah.
Because it feels a bit abstract,
Yeah.
Like how do you get more peace?
Yeah.
How do you get more wisdom?
It starts with presence.
Okay.
Like being fully present in each moment without dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
Right.
This allows you to actually experience the richness of life as it unfolds.
Okay.
Savoring simple joys like a good laugh, the warmth of the sun, a meaningful conversation. It's about tuning in to the beauty that already exists all around you.
So it's like hitting the pause button on autopilot.
Exactly.
And actually experiencing life as it's happening.
Yeah.
Rather than just rushing through it.
You got it. And in that quiet space of the present moment, you can tap into your inner wisdom.
Okay.
That still small voice inside that guides you toward what's best for you.
It's like having an internal GPS for life.
That's a good way to put it.
But this source also talks about finding meaning in all experiences, even the difficult ones.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Right. So especially when you're going through a challenging time.
For sure.
Like, how do you turn a challenge into a source of wealth?
It's about reframing your perspective,
Okay.
asking yourself, what can I learn from this?
Right.
How can I grow from this experience?
Yeah.
Challenges become opportunities for building resilience
Okay.
and turning every experience, positive or negative,
Uh-huh.
into a source of wisdom.
It's like alchemy. Turning lead into gold.
Right. And this brings us to a point that often causes debate.
Okay.
The balance between material and spiritual wealth.
Yeah.
Some believe that material wealth is a hindrance to spiritual growth.
Right.
But the source we're looking at suggests a different perspective.
Right. It's not saying that you can't have both
Exactly.
material and spiritual wealth.
Right. They can actually complement and enhance each other
Yeah.
when you approach them with the right mindset.
Okay.
Material wealth, used consciously, can be a really powerful tool for spiritual growth and service to others.
So it's not about rejecting material wealth,
Right.
but about using it wisely
Exactly.
in alignment with your values.
Material wealth isn't the end goal. It's a means to express your spiritual values
Yeah.
and fulfill your purpose.
You know, this reminds me of the concept of abundance consciousness
Yeah.
that the Source mentions. Seeing the world
Yeah.
through a lens of plenty rather than lack. Do you think it's really possible to rewire our brains to think in terms of abundance?
I do.
Especially in a world that often feels defined by scarcity.
It is possible, but it takes practice.
Okay.
Just like building any new skill,
Right.
it requires conscious effort.
All right.
One powerful practice is gratitude,
Okay.
taking time each day to acknowledge and appreciate the abundance that already exists in your life.
Yeah.
Even the small things.
Yeah.
Shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have.
So it's like training your brain to spot abundance all around you.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And another powerful practice is visualization.
Okay.
Spending time each day visualizing yourself living in a state of abundance.
Yeah.
Really feeling the joy and fulfillment of that reality.
Okay.
The more vividly you imagine it, the more you align yourself with its manifestation.
It's like creating a mental blueprint for the abundant life you want.
That's a good way to think about it. And remember, abundance consciousness goes beyond finances.
Right?
It's about experiencing abundance in love, creativity, inspiration, relationships, and spiritual experiences.
So it's an abundance ripple effect.
Yeah.
But the Source doesn't just focus on receiving abundance.
Mhm.
It also talks about service.
Yeah.
You know, the idea that abundance is meant to overflow
Exactly.
and touch others.
This is where this whole idea of being chosen for abundance
Right.
takes on a deeper meaning.
Yeah.
It's not just about what you receive,
Uh-huh.
it's about becoming a blessing to others.
Okay.
It's about using your unique gifts, talents, and resources
Yeah.
to make a positive difference in the world.
So abundance isn't just about how much you have.
Right.
It's also about how much you give.
That's it. And it's not always about money.
Okay.
You know, it can be about offering your time, your kindness,
Yeah.
your skills, your wisdom.
Yeah.
It's about using your abundance, whatever form it takes,
Uh-huh.
to contribute to the well-being of others.
I love that perspective.
It makes this idea of service feel less daunting,
Right.
more accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
But what about the potential downsides of wealth?
Yeah.
You know, the classic cautionary tales
Right.
about people losing their way
Yeah.
when they achieve financial success.
Yeah. The Source mentions the importance of staying grounded
Yeah.
and connected to your values
Yeah.
as your wealth grows.
We all know those cautionary tales
We do.
of people who achieve great wealth
Uh-huh.
but lose themselves along the way.
What are some practical tips for staying grounded
Yeah.
and maintaining like a healthy relationship with wealth?
Yeah.
Cultivate a strong spiritual practice,
Okay.
whatever that looks like for you.
Mm-hmm.
Prioritize authentic connections with people who ground you
Yeah.
and remind you of what's important.
Okay.
Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment
Yeah.
beyond just material possessions.
Right.
Remember, true wealth is about so much more than just money.
Yeah.
So it's like building a strong foundation
It is.
that can withstand the winds of change
Yeah.
and growth.
And never underestimate the power of gratitude.
Right.
Gratitude is like an anchor
Yeah.
that keeps you grounded amidst the abundance whirlwind.
Okay.
As you experience greater abundance, take time to appreciate
Mm-hmm.
the simple things, the people in your life, and the opportunities that come your way.
Right.
Gratitude is a powerful force for maintaining perspective and
Yeah.
staying connected to what truly matters.
It's been an incredibly insightful journey exploring this idea of abundance.
It has.
And as we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I'm going to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder.
Okay. I like it.
If you knew you couldn't fail,
Mm.
How would you use your unique talents and resources
Yeah.
to make a positive impact on the world?
Let that question simmer. What kind of world could you create if you knew you had everything you needed to succeed?
Right.
Dream big and trust that the universe is conspiring to support your most expansive vision.
Remember, dear listener,
Yeah,
abundance is your birthright.
that's right.
It's not about being chosen by some external force,
Yeah.
but about choosing yourself, aligning with your values,
Right.
and taking inspired action
Right.
to create a life that's rich
Yeah,
in every sense of the word.
absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everybody.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
Yeah.
and feel inspired to embark on your own journey of abundance.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our abundance deep dive.
Yeah.
We've explored, the mindset, the spiritual side of wealth,
Right?
but now it's time to get practical.
Yes.
How do we actually manifest and manage this abundance
Yeah.
in a way that aligns with everything we've talked about?
Right. It's great to be back. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
and now it's time to put it all into action.
Yeah.
The source we're exploring offers some intriguing strategies,
Okay.
starting with this idea of inspired action. We touched on this a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
but I'd love to dig deeper.
Sure.
It's not just about hustling and grinding, right?
Yeah.
What makes an action inspired?
You're right. It's not about forcing things
Yeah.
or trying to control every outcome.
Right.
Inspired action is about paying attention to your intuition
Okay.
and acting on the guidance you receive. Sometimes it's a whisper, sometimes it's a shout,
Right.
but there's a feeling of alignment,
Okay.
an inner knowing that this is the right step to take.
It's like trusting those breadcrumbs the universe is leaving for you.
That's a good way to think about it.
But how do you know?
Yeah.
How can our listener tell the difference
Right.
between inspired action
Yeah.
and just like a random whim?
It often comes with a sense of excitement,
Oh.
a feeling of, this is it.
Mm.
It's not about overthinking or second guessing,
Right.
but trusting that inner nudge
Okay.
and taking a leap of faith.
So it's a blend of intuition and action. You get that gut feeling,
Yeah,
and then you take concrete steps to make it happen.
exactly. And that leads us to another important point from the source,
Okay.
clearing energetic blockages.
We talked about limiting beliefs earlier,
Yeah,
but what exactly are these energetic blockages?
right.
And how do they impact our ability to, manifest abundance?
Think of it like this.
Okay.
You know how, clutter in your physical space
Yeah.
can make you feel stuck and stagnant?
Mm-hmm.
Energetic blockages are like clutter in your energetic field.
Okay.
They can be unresolved emotions, past traumas, limiting beliefs,
Right.
or even just negative energy that's
Yeah.
accumulated over time.
Okay.
And just like physical clutter, they create resistance
Right.
and prevent the free flow of energy,
Yeah.
including the energy of abundance.
So it's like having a clogged pipe.
Yeah,
You can't expect abundance to flow freely if there's a blockage in the way.
exactly.
So what are some ways to unclog those pipes, so to speak?
There are many different practices that can help.
Okay.
Meditation, energy healing, journaling, therapy,
Uh-huh.
even spending time in nature
Okay.
can help to release that stagnant energy
Yeah.
and create space for new possibilities.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you
Yeah.
and committing to the process.
So it's like hitting the reset button
Yes,
on your energy field.
exactly.
And once you've cleared those blockages,
Right.
the source talks about the importance of aligning your actions
Yes.
with your values.
This is crucial. As you step into greater abundance,
Yeah.
it's important to have a clear understanding of
Yeah.
what truly matters to you.
Uh-huh.
What do you want your wealth to represent?
Okay.
How do you want to use it to make a difference in the world?
Yeah.
When your actions are aligned with your values, you
Right.
create a life that feels both fulfilling and meaningful.
It's like having a compass
It is.
to guide your decisions.
Yes.
It ensures that your wealth becomes a tool for positive change,
Right.
both for yourself and for the world around you.
Exactly. And remember, as your wealth grows,
Yeah.
it's important to stay grounded and connected
Right.
to your true self.
We talked about this earlier,
Yeah,
but it bears repeating.
it does.
It's easy to get caught up in the trappings of success
Right.
and lose sight of the things that truly matter.
Absolutely.
So, what are some practical tips
Yeah.
for staying grounded and maintaining a healthy relationship with wealth?
Well, cultivate a strong spiritual practice,
Okay.
whatever that looks like for you.
Uh-huh.
Prioritize authentic connections
Right.
with people who ground you and remind you of what's important.
Okay.
Engage in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment
Right.
beyond just material possessions.
Yeah.
Remember, true wealth is about so much more than just money.
Right. It's like building a strong foundation
It is.
that can withstand the winds of change and growth.
Exactly.
And never underestimate the power of gratitude.
Absolutely. Gratitude is like an anchor that keeps you grounded amidst the abundance whirlwind
Right.
as you experience greater abundance.
Yeah.
Take time to appreciate the simple things, the people in your life, the opportunities that come your way.
Okay.
Gratitude is a powerful force for maintaining perspective
Right.
and staying connected to what truly matters.
It's been an incredibly insightful journey exploring this whole idea of abundance.
It has.
And as we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listener with one final thought to ponder.
Okay. I like it.
If you knew you couldn't fail, how would you use your unique talents and resources to make a positive impact on the world?
Let that question simmer.
Yeah.
What kind of world could you create if you knew you had everything you needed to succeed?
Dream big
Yes.
and trust that the universe is conspiring to support your most expansive vision.
That's right.
Remember, dear listener, abundance is your birthright.
Absolutely.
It's not about being chosen by some external force.
Right.
It's about choosing yourself, aligning with your values, and taking inspired action
Yeah.
to create a life that's rich in every sense of the word.
I love that.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into abundance.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and feel inspired to embark on your own journey of abundance.